Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Eau de Treasure. This is Steven. This is kind of like a part two. It goes with the last video. I opened up a big box of fragrances, vintage treasures that I bought, and this is the second video because the first one was about Van Cleef & Arpels Zara. Guys, if you know and love this fragrance, check out the video on the channel that I did just before this one. We're going to talk about this fragrance. This is another vintage classic that came out in 1984. I think this is a vintage bottle of it. This is called Giorgio For Men from Giorgio Beverly Hills. Let's open this up and check it out. This is another one from the same seller of the Zara fragrance, and it was an auction and nobody was bidding on it. I didn't know why. I thought it would be more valuable, and I ended up getting this for 2,200 yen, which is something like $15 or $16. And another thing I just learned when I looked this one up for more information is they still produce this. You can still buy this thing, brand new, the modern formulations of it, for about $18 for a big bottle. And the comments are raving. Even the new formula, they say, is fantastic. So let's take a look at the bottle. This one, Giorgio For Men. Let's see if this is a vintage or not. You have this, it's kind of like a polo cologne type cap, except it's not gold, it's silver. You can see my reflection as I make the video. And it's got words on it, Giorgio Beverly Hills For Men. Giorgio Beverly Hills For Men. Has this logo that you can barely read. It looks like one of those, what do you call it? Like wax on an envelope and you put the stamp in it. Giorgio. Cool. Take a look at the back of this. It's all right. It's a little bit cruddy. I gotta wash it off a little bit right there, but it'll be fine. Let's look at the bottom. This will give us all the information we need. 120 ml eau de toilette. And there is the batch code. It looks like 0DA. Made in the USA. So let's look this one up and see if we can get a date on it. According to Check Fresh, this one came out in April 2020, but the batch codes repeat every 10 years. So this is probably not a 2010 or a 2000. I'm guessing that this one is a 1990. I looked at some of the other pictures. There are some where the sticker is clear on the bottom. This one's silver. There are some where it says extraordinary fragrance or something like that. There are other ones where it has some symbols. This one, there's no green dot on this. So my guess is that this is 1990. It could be a 2000. What do you guys think? This fragrance came out in 1984. This is supposed to be like a woody, warm, spicy fragrance. And a lot of the comments say that this is a fantastic barbershop type fragrance. And I left my right hand clean because my left hand has Zara right here. And my arm has Baryshnikov Parfum right there. So I'm going to test this one, give a spray. Oh, I'm looking at it right now. I just realized this is not a spray bottle. This is a, I forgot that this is a splash bottle. That just means I have to open it up carefully. Let's take a look. Okay. So let's give myself a splash and see what this is like. Now, I've tried this before. I do have a spray bottle of this one and a flanker that comes in a darker bottle, like a black bottle called VIP. Got that about 6 years ago when I started collecting here in Japan. And I remember it being a nice vintage masculine fragrance. Let's smell this one, give you my initial impression. All right, right off the bat, right when this, after the alcohol dissipated, about 30 seconds in, green and mossy. That's what I got right away. Initial impression, 30 seconds in. I don't think that this is particularly, I don't get like soapy from it. I don't get like a tad of freshness or powdery. I don't really feel like a barbershop. I don't get that barbershop type scent feeling from this. I get mossy and green and woody. Don't even get the slight spiciness yet, unless it comes out later in the dry down. Now, one of the smell alikes on Fragrantica, one of the votes is for Zara Jardin leather or leather Jardin, which is interesting. It's the third most smells alike votes. And I happen to have that right here. I happen to have that. And I'm going to give myself a little spray right here on my arm. I don't think it smells that similar right now, but I'm just going to see. I'm going to just, I guess, humor myself. The first fragrance that got the most reminds me of votes is Givenchy Gentleman, the classic Givenchy Gentleman. I don't have a vintage bottle of Givenchy Gentleman with me, but I do have a decant with a little bit left of the good stuff right here. So I know it's overkill. Let's do some overkill, guys. I'm going to give a spray of this, if I can get the top off, on further up on my arm right here. It's not going, huh? Let's try it this way. There we go. Nice big spray. All right. Let's let these dry down, and I'll just tell you how I feel about it. Now that it's dried down just a little bit, not that much longer, it's just been about 5 minutes I came back to the video. This one, Giorgio For Men, it's a little bit more earthy now. It's just not as strong as this one on my arm, the Givenchy Gentleman. They are similar. They are in the same class of fragrance. I think this one was 74. If I'm not mistaken, this one is 84. So there are similarities there. This one is just a little bit stronger and just a little bit more, what can I say, more vintage masculine smelling. Maybe the civet in this is a little bit stronger. I don't know if this one, actually I didn't read the notes off. I should do that right now. Let me read the notes off of this one. According to Fragrantica, this has top notes of aldehydes, orange, bergamot, and fruity notes. Middle notes are patchouli, rose, carnation, cinnamon, sandalwood, cedar, and orris root. And base notes of honey, oak moss, benzoin, amber, musk, vanilla, and tonka bean. Maybe it's the aspects of honey mixed with everything that make people think it's like a barbershop scent. I just don't think of this one as that. I think of this more as like a woody, earthy, masculine scent. It doesn't smell like it's a really strong performer. And I'm assuming that this is a vintage bottle. So I don't know if this is like a super strong one, whereas I'm sure these vintages, you can smell this across the room. I think this is a little bit understated. Some of the comments about the modern formulations are saying that the performance is stellar, it's fantastic, even if it's a modern one. They're saying it's the same as the original one. And then you have a few comments saying that the performance is not that great. So I don't know what to say, but for sure, I don't have a modern bottle of this, but I'm interested in it. For $18 to get something like this, even if it smells anything similar to this, is a great deal. And I would put that on my list of fragrances that you can get that are like, it's like a trip down memory lane or a blast from the past that you can get today in a modern formulation that's still pretty good. The other one that's popular from this company, Giorgio Beverly Hills, is the one called Red. And I have a video about Giorgio Beverly Hills Red for Men up here. I'll put a link up here to that video. I like that one a lot. That one's a very strong, spicy leather fragrance. I just don't get too much spice from this. I just think, as I said before, this is kind of like a tamer version of Givenchy Gentleman, the classic. And as for Zara Leather Jardin, I made a video about this too. I guess I should link to that video up here. If you're interested in this one's actually not easy to find anymore. I think this is discontinued and you just have to pay a little bit more money to get this on eBay. I don't know what they're selling for. I'm guessing $50, $60, $70 now, when at a time they were available for around $25. This is a modern version of Aramis, in my opinion. This is like a unisex modern version. This is a leathery fragrance. This is like an earthy, leathery, slightly spicy fragrance. It's fantastic. It's almost niche quality in my opinion. Just the way it smells is very unique. And this one is only slightly like this. It's the earthiness of this is the only thing that's similar to this one. I don't know what else there is to say about these. And other than I got a vintage bottle for about $15. It's nearly full. You can see how full it is. The level is pretty good. There's probably 110 ml left in this one. So it's just going to sit in the collection. Hope you liked the video, guys. If you did, please hit the like button. hit the thumbs up, and leave a comment down below. What do you think about Giorgio For Men, Giorgio Beverly Hills For Men, or any of these other fragrances I talked about in the video? If you want to see more stuff like this, discontinued, vintage, rare, and interesting discovery, what I'm adding to my collection, the stuff that I find here in Japan for amazing prices, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot for the interaction. Thanks for spending your time watching the videos. If you made it this far, really appreciate it. And check out the next one. I'll talk about some vintage, late 90s, early 2000s Versace fragrances in the jeans line. All right, see you in the next video, guys. Take care.